And hello to all those people out there that actually watch my videos. Kudos to you, because you're cool. Anyway, this is going to be a tips and tricks video for noobs and veterans of War Thunder. This was my first best game ever. And I mean it, ever. This was the best game I've ever had, and this was recorded 30 minutes before the second best game I've ever had. Which I'll also say, since I've just recorded this seconds after I just recorded the second best game I've ever had, because it was on replays. Can't be asked to go into that, so yeah, tips and tricks. I'm using the Beaufighter Mark 6C, I think. And this is yeah, what I'm doing here is, so first thing to do, if you don't want to get killed, do this. If there isn't like an airfield, if it's domination, or if it's just like ground strike, try and stick to your side of the map. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stay at high altitudes and kind of intermingle with the enemy. So the really thick enemy fighters that think I'm going to blitzkrieg you, doesn't work. See, what I do is I see this guy, so I obviously dive after him, but only do something as stupid as this if you know that you can survive it. See, what I'm doing here, this is pure suicide. I'm going into the enemy territory. This is just suicidal. But I take him out eventually. See, yeah, I've got a polo in my mouth. It helps focus you. And so what I'm doing now, I'm going back to my territory to recuperate from it. What you want to do, so I was doing at the start, I was kind of strafing the fence. If you can imagine a massive fence that spans the whole map, there'll be a fence dividing my territory and the enemy territory. So friendly territory, you want to try and stay not close to the fence, but close enough that if you do actually eventually, like, if enemy fighters do break that fence, you don't want to actually like, how do I put this? You don't want to break through the fence, and you don't want to be like touching the fence. You want to be close enough so that if you do get into a dogfight, you're not going to breach it. What I'm doing here is I'm taking out. See, there's another KI-45 there, which they must seem to be a magnet to Beaufighters, because in my last video, I've got like in my second best one, I've got a KI-45 that was friendly and just wouldn't leave me alone. It just kept following me and stalking me, which wasn't nice because it seemed to have a death wish. So what I've done, I think that's enemy at least. I can't decide really, since I haven't got the hood. I think I spot this fighter over here, so I decided to go for him. But no, the bomber. I decided to go for the bomber. Then I see his engine's on fire, so I'm going to be a nice person. I'm not going to nick that guy's kill, or as it is in the current version of War Thunder. It actually gives the kill to. This is actually good thinking by Gaijin. They actually give the kill. That is a. I can't remember now. I think it's a Yorks something class aircraft carrier, which is the same as the Enterprise. Everybody that watches Star Trek or has watched Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, is everybody will know that because Chekhov gets taken there. Well, Chekhov and Uhura go onto the ship, Uhura gets beamed off, but Chekhov has to run away because the radiation is blocking the teleport signals. So yeah, there's a bit of well, yeah, useless information. Anyway, see, I've only gone over the fence line once. If you want to stay alive in the match, don't go over the fence line. You could breach it once or twice, and if you're lucky, you'll make it back. But don't go more than once or twice. If you're in a fighter or an attacker, this is actually a heavy fighter, I believe. So yeah, it keeps doing this. It keeps like zooming out as though I've died, but I actually haven't. I'm still alive, as you can see, because I'm still flying. But it just decides that no, I'm gonna randomly zoom out of the camera. And no, I'm not sailing towards the ground to die. Oh god, I'm not sailing around to the ground to die. I'm actually still alive, as you can see, because you don't spawn there. See, I'm just like literally on the fence line at the moment, and unfortunately none of the enemy fighters were brave enough to come over, so I had to go to them. What you want to do, if you breach the fence line, get back as fast as you can. Take a couple of pot shots at somebody, but get back. If you're in a bow fighter like this, or some sort of heavy fighter like P2, P3, what else is there? There's an IL-2, the Sturmovix. Those things almost maneuver like fighters, so you may as well use it as one. So you can stay near the fence line with the fighters, but because with those you can get away nice and fast. Do it with like the high tier fighters though, so you've actually got a chance of getting away nice and fast. So at the moment, I'm just I'm just I'm moving around a bit, checking my flanks, seeing if anybody's actually gonna break the fence. But no, nobody's decided that they're actually wanting to break the fence. So I think over here, yeah, I thought so. That was a close call. That was really close. What you don't want to do is do that. You don't want to get, if you're going after a fighter, or if you're going after anything really, don't let somebody go in between you and the fighter while you're shooting, because then you'll lose loads of lions for friendly fire. And unfortunately, I had a P63 crash into me while I was in a JU-87. I was coming into land, and this bloke decides that he's gonna try and land at the same time as me. He comes in at much steeper altitude, so he comes into a really steep descent. Actually crashes into me, and I get the blame for the crash, so I have to lose the lions. This is really annoying. And he crashes into me and survives. I survive as well, but takes an age to repair. So in this game I go 10-0, so I'm quite pleased about that. This is actually my best game ever. This is why I'm doing tips and tricks on it, see what works and what doesn't. So I'm on the Battle of Pearl Harbor. Now a good few of the ships have been destroyed, unfortunately. As you can see, one there, there, and there's another one over there that's still sinking. And I think a couple over there as well. But so I'm coming back after this this SU-2. I just managed to get a couple of shots into him before he tries to suicide bomb. Ha! Since he's a bomber, ha 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 ha. And he's suiciding into the ship. That's funny, that is. Anyway, so covered a fence line. Covered not friendly firing people. That's a big thing. Games of chicken. That's a big one. if you're in historical, if you're in a P39, P63, Yak 9T, Yak 9P with the 37mm, or something with lots and lots of cannons mounted in the front nose, like my Beaufighters are. See, they're mounted just under it. As you can see, the nozzle flash. So, if you're in something like this, you can get into games of chicken, but make sure you pull out at the last moment. Because if you're in arcade and somebody's not on a streak, they'll just plough straight into you. Because you always see that really where I don't know where that Spitfire went then, but you always get that really annoying person that decides, no, I'm going to suicide into you because I don't like you. So you get that really prejudiced person, just because you're in a Beaufighter and you're a higher level than them, just by one. So they decide that they're going to get into a game of chicken with you, and they're going to suicide. But what you're going to do, you're going to get into the game of chicken, and you're going to pull out at the last second. I know the whole aim of game of chicken is to make the person pull out, but they won't. If they're in arcade battle, they will just ram, like, they don't even need to think about it. They'll just like sail straight into you, or float, as the case may be. They'll just float straight into you, and even the debris that can damage your aircraft quite a lot as well. So if you get into a game of chicken, watch out for debris. If you do actually manage to shoot them down, watch out for debris. Don't get into a game of chicken with a P63, P39, Yak 9T, Yak 9P. If it's got the 37mm fitted, you can tell. Believe me, you can tell if it's got a 37mm. And also KI-45. I think it's the Toryu that's got the 37mm on it. But one of the KI-45s has got a 37mm fitted, so watch out for that as well. And Ju-87, G1s and G2s. So watch out for all those planes. Do not get into games of chicken with them, because they will rip you to pieces. Now I think I'm getting to the end of the game now. I've just tried to take out. I just got that boomerang because it pulled in front of me, and I was going for a plane. I was going for that over there. But I think I was on 9, and I just managed to get this guy just as the game ends. Well, almost as the game ends, and I just managed to get that guy, which I was really pleased about. So you'll probably see the lag spike in a minute. So I just managed to get that guy. I'm on 10 kills at the moment, I think. So I was quite pleased about that. Yeah, this is the guy that I don't manage to get, I don't think. I think his wing nearly comes off, and then the game ends. So I don't actually get the kill on him. But yeah, this has been the tips and tricks video. Probably not that informative, but yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something from it. And yeah, they've got one of those at Cosford, and yeah, but it's PBY6A rather than the PBY5. Just more useless information from you. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.